Today, I'm going to show you how you can make sure that you never see this again and you can continue using Claude Code for as long as your heart desires. You're going to be able to use Claude Code completely for free, offline, and without any limits at all. If you're new here, hello, my name is Matt. I've helped over 2,000 business owners learn about AI and apply it to their business. So let's get straight into it. So the tool that we're going to be using to allow us to use Claude Code offline is one called Ollama. It's a little bit like this. Ollama allows you to run open source models on your device, which means we are going to be running an LLM on our laptops, on our computers, on our PCs, whatever. So the first thing that we want to do is go to ollama.com and we want to download Ollama. Simply click download here and it will download the right version for you and just go through the normal setup process as you would with any other bit of software. Once you download it, it's going to look a little bit like this when you open it up. A little bit like ChatGPT, a little bit like Gemini, a little bit like Claude. It's a simple interface where you can type and you get a response back from AI. We're going to close this. We do not need this. What we need to do next is go to the Ollama website and we're going to find the right model for us to download so we can use it offline. So on the homepage at the moment, you'll see that it has got a section here for Claude Code. So we're going to click on that. And it's going to give us a guide on essentially how to use Claude Code with Ollama. If we scroll down, this is the most important part, which is where it's talking about which models are recommended. So we've got Qwen, we've got GLM by Zed, and we've got the two open source OpenAI models. Now, these two kind of suck. Most people know this. Those open source models released by OpenAI were kind of like dummy ones. No one uses them. The ones that you'll want to use are either Qwen 3 Coda or GLM 4.7. So if we come over to Ollama and go on models, and then we search in the top here, Qwen 3 Coda, we can see this is the one here that we want. So let's click in here, and you can see there are several different options. You can see we basically have two versions within here. One is the 30 billion parameter one, and we've got one which is the 480 billion parameter model. Now, you will get more intelligence from a model the larger that it is generally. However, it's going to be very large for you to download, but most importantly, most computers will not be able to run this because they don't have enough VRAM. I am on a fairly high-spec MacBook Pro, and even my MacBook struggles to run this one here. So you really need like a supercomputer in order to run this one. So anything above sort of like 40 billion parameters is not going to run on a standard PC. If you've got a gaming PC, then maybe you can get slightly higher, but essentially in this sort of range is the most intelligent models that you can run. And we can see here as well, basically how it stacks up against other models. So Qwen 3 Coda, here it is. You can see that it massively outperforms DeepSeek and the other Qwen, just Qwen 3, the normal one. And also Gemini 2.5, you can see the performances on the y-axis here. Now, before we continue, I've left a load of free AI resources down in the description, like a list of the top 100 AI tools that are saving people a ton of time right now. It's all down there, it's all free, go and check it out. Anyway, back to it. So what we want to do is we want to get this model, or you can choose another model if you want to, but we want to copy this model name here. Then what you want to do is go into your terminal and you want to type Ollama pull, and then we're going to paste in what we copied from Ollama. Then simply press enter. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do that, but it will take a couple of minutes, depending on how quick your internet is, to download to your local machine. And you are downloading this LLM model to your computer, which is pretty cool because it means you're going to be able to run it locally. Then after you've downloaded it, just to check that you've got it installed, come over to Ollama. And if you click on this part here, which is where you select the model, you'll see that all of them will have the download button, apart from the one that you have downloaded, obviously, because you've already downloaded it. You don't need to download it again. And you can see here that we can select it, and I can even say, hello, and if I give it a minute, it's going to come back and say hello. And there you go, it says, hello, how can I help you today? And this is running locally, which is really cool if you're a little bit nerdy like me to see something working on your own machine. Okay, so let's close this. We don't need Ollama anymore running. Now what we need to do is download Claude Code. So if you search on Google, download Claude, and you come over to this page here, you are going to be able to download Claude, simple as just by clicking on this and you download it. There is another way you can do it by going over here to our Claude Code page and copying this bit of code here, and then coming over to the terminal again, and you would just want to paste that in here, press enter, and that would download Claude Code for you. Now, we have to download Claude Code, even though we're not going to be using one of Anthropic's or one of Claude's models. We still need the software in order to use the infrastructure behind Claude Code. So make sure you got Claude or Claude Code installed. Then once you do have Claude installed, we're going to be able to run this line, which will make everything magically work, which is Ollama, launch Claude, and then we need the flag of config in there. Send that off, and then what it's going to show you is it's going to show you the models that you have installed. So I only have one model installed, which is Qwen3 Coder 3 billion. It has two names because it's also the latest version of Qwen3 Coder, but I'm going to select this one, and it says, do you want to launch Claude Code now? And I'm going to say, yes, please. So there we go. Claude Code may read, write, or execute files contained in this directory. This can pose security risks. That is fine. Continue. And there we go. We are now inside of Claude Code. And you can see this by the fact that it says here, Qwen3 Coder 30 billion. Forget this will always appear. But if you see this, then you are running a local model, which is pretty cool. I would turn off my internet so that we could see it working offline, but I'm recording the video with an online tool, so I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close everything else that I've got up because it does take a lot of the computer's resources. And I'm just going to run a simple test here by saying, what is 3 plus 3? And send that off. Now, obviously, you can do whatever you want to do. You could go and you can build software, you can connect to APIs, you can query any of your databases or your email lists or whatever you normally do with Claude Code, you can do with the open source model that we've got installed. And this is going to work if you're offline. This is going to work regardless of credits. You don't have to have an Anthropic API key. You don't have to have a Claude subscription. It's going to allow you to build whatever you want without any limit. Okay, so there we go. You can see it has replied and it has got it correct. But you can also see it took me a hell of a long time to get a very simple response. Now, part of that is because I am recording as well, which takes up a lot of the computer's resources. But also you do need quite a beefy machine in order to get this to work. So a lot of people will have to use these smaller models, which are less intelligent, but that's kind of the trade-off that you pay if you want to have it free and unlimited. There is currently no great solution to be able to run the best models out there, open source, locally, for free. That's it from this video. I hope you found it useful. I'll leave a link to a load of other useful resources down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.